Hello, my loves. Welcome back to Chemistry with Kismet Tarot. I am Monica, the Kismet Chemist. And in today's video, we are traveling to Speakeasies in order to find out what the code is, what the key is to unlocking our throat chakras. Speakeasies became popular during the Prohibition era. They were underground secret bars that would serve alcohol when alcohol was illegal. Nowadays, you can find speakeasies set up in a variety of cities. Mine has one as well. And in order to get into a speakeasy, you have to have a special key or handshake or code word, and it changes on a regular basis. As I was sleeping 2 nights ago, I woke up at about 3 o'clock in the morning and I kept hearing speakeasy. And I had been contemplating how to approach the throat chakra video, and that's what came in. It was time to take a look at speakeasies. So we have 4 piles here. Each one has its own key, but the keys are all the same that are on these. It's about the symbols. Behind each symbol, behind each door, there is a code word. The code word is what will help unlock your throat chakra. So I'm going to give you a few moments. I will let you look over the symbols, choose a door, and I will see you at your pile. Hello, pile 1. So the symbol that you chose, the keyword for your throat chakra to open is wisdom. And now these cards are actually prototype cards designed by myself as I channeled the symbols. And I did channel messages, so I'm going to go ahead and read you the channeled message from this card. And it says, wisdom teaches of truth, beauty, knowledge, love, joy, peace, tolerance, acceptance, and oneness. We find ourselves on the journey of acquisition in life, wishing to acquire things, homes, cars, decorations, respect, and even love. It is a natural human desire. Do not fight against these, but rather hold the wisdom that these are things meant for the experiential part of your existence and are not the whole of the true magnificence that is you. For each moment, each lesson, each interaction, each emotion, we may choose to remain in the acquisition mindset, or we may choose the path of the wise. Choose to see the all and not the pieces, the unity and not the division. What is it that makes one wise? This question's answer belongs within and is found only by going within ourself. We must seek the wisdom of our ancient souls nestled within our being, waiting with the lessons accumulated. And the mantra or affirmation for this wisdom card is, I embrace my inner journey of enlightenment. I embrace the wisdom of my heart and soul. Now, everybody defines wisdom in a completely different manner. We see what we choose to see as being something to be labeled as wise. And that really is the key, isn't it? What we see as wise is just dependent on a perspective. So my perspective on somebody who is wise may be dramatically different from yours. Yours may be different from your mom's. Does that mean that any of us are lacking wisdom? No. It means that we know that each one of us has something within us, something that makes us uniquely ourselves. Much of the time, that unique self is actually our wisdom. So we're going to pull 4 cards, and I'm actually going to use the back of the deck. The back of the deck is going to be the signifier for you right now. And we have the card number 9 and the Hermit, which to me means that you have been on this spiritual journey. And that does not surprise me for the fact that you chose the Wisdom card. And it is all about embracing that inner journey, that inner enlightenment journey. But what I'm seeing here is that you're searching for a lot of wisdom, but you're not quite realizing that you already have it. And it's about that acquisition mindset. I apologize. I was going to say state of mind and mindset, and it just came out mind state. Maybe we should go with that. So let's take a look at your cards. This is just essentially, these cards are just kind of giving me an idea of what your throat chakra looks like right now. We already know that you're in this Hermit energy. And even if you think that you aren't, more often than not, it's those moments that we believe that we're not in a Hermit mind state. I guess we're going to go with mind state. When we think that we're not in this state of hermit mode or inner journeying, it's when we think that we're not, that we actually are in the deepest portions of it. And that is because we've done it so many times that we're not even realizing how many things that we're learning about ourselves out in the world. So let's go ahead and take a look at where your throat chakra is sitting and what it's trying to tell you. So you have the King of Pentacles, the Magician, the Nine of Swords, and the Two of Pentacles. Okay. The reason for you being in the Hermit mode really makes a lot more sense now. The biggest thing that I see here is, and it's almost like I get this all the time, this almost collective, like, come on, sense with a lot of my viewers when any of those heavier sword energy cards come up. But if you look at this Nine of Swords, it's this fearful looking owl, but what the owl doesn't see is the feather right behind it. There are many messages, many signs and symbols that I can see coming in for you. Not all of them are going to be feathers. I'm actually seeing coins for a lot of you. Some of you may be noticing, kind of strange shapes in the trees and not so much the clouds. Some of you maybe the clouds, but I'm seeing more like somebody who has suddenly noticed the way that trees move and the way that the branches move together or create certain shapes out, like up in the sky. When you're sitting on a front porch and you're looking up into the trees and you're seeing different patterns within the tree branches, what you're doing in that moment is that's actually an inner journey. You're communicating with those trees and they're showing you signs and synchronicities and symbols, and it's like downloading information and you don't realize you're doing that. But what I see here is that you've been in your head a lot because you're trying to find this balance of light and dark and shadow and you're being out in the world and sharing when to speak, when not to speak, how to speak, what to speak about. And you also want to make sure that you're really very grounded, very centered, while being the essence of the magician who harnesses all the elements and is able to work magic out in the world. So this King of Pentacles can be a kind of stubborn energy. I always feel very Taurian energy with the King of Pentacles. You know, that Taurus sense of like dig deep and, you know, dig your feet in and just kind of get stubborn. But with this, a moose is, they're really, to me, they have always been these gentle creatures, and they only turn from that when they feel threatened. But the King of Pentacles is all about building something strong and steady and firm. And so to me, what this is saying is that you don't realize that the wisdom that you have to share that will give you this energy, like this energy is what your throat chakra has contained within it. And how to do that is by teaching other people how to break out of the Nine of Swords. Now, the Nine of Swords is literally the card of anxiety. It's the card of depression, the card of, you know, your tortured mind. You think about all these swords above your head all the time. It's like waiting for the guillotine to drop. And then you've got your Two of Pentacles. You're balancing on an egg, and you know how precious this one egg is. But you have to keep everything up in the air. You have to hold on to everything. But the magician is on one foot as well. And by the looks of it, underwater even. But juggling everything all at once and doing it so gracefully. This is about knowing what you're meant to carry, what you're not meant to carry, letting the things fall away to the wayside, but letting yourself speak out about the things that have caused you to be in a Nine of Swords energy. A lot of the time, our throat chakras get locked up when we feel as though we can't speak our truth. And in the spiritual community especially, and I'm actually writing about this right now, we can get caught up in the, well, am I incurring karmic debt? Am I testing fate? Am I testing destiny? Am I following the standards that everybody is supposed to follow? Am I doing the right thing? And when we sit in that state of mind, we continually block our own throat chakras because we're not allowing ourselves to actually speak our truth. And your throat chakra has so much wisdom to share. You have so much wisdom to share. But you have to realize that this wisdom is contained within you. And it doesn't matter what anybody else says about it. It doesn't matter what anybody else says is okay for you to talk about. What you need to talk about is what you need to talk about. And nobody gets to dictate whether or not what you say is considered wisdom. Because you had to get to the point that you are. You had to go through all of the pentacles. So you had to deal with trying to balance everything. You had to deal with this brilliant idea. You had to deal with this slow energy. You had to deal with being left out in the cold and fighting and building and working and waiting for balance and waiting for a return to come back to you in order to get here to this firm, grounded, centered nature of this is who I am and this is my worth. You had to go through all of that. You had to leap blindly into the unknown in order to learn about your own inner magic to become the magician. You had to break yourself out of this Nine of Swords with very little to go on, but you did it. All of the things that you have experienced, all of the things that you have done, all of these things have built this fount of wisdom within you. It's like there's this deep, deep well within you of wisdom, of knowledge, of understanding that could genuinely help the world. It definitely is meant to help you and your world. No one gets to tell you that your wisdom is not considered wisdom. It doesn't work that way. And as you guys can see, the more that I connect to your energy, the more that my throat chakra opens up and clears up, and I am able to make sense a little bit more. Some of you may be feeling, I don't even want to say fearful, it's more like this hesitance of, am I really ready to talk? Am I really ready to share? Lunar Refresh, if this is your pile, sweetheart, you really are ready. I can feel that kind of hesitance of, is it time? For others of you, some of you may be singers. I'm seeing somebody on a stage trying to sing, and they keep getting fearful of it. Some of you may be seeing a lot of birds. Again, I don't feel like you're seeing a lot of feathers, but I do feel like birds speak to you a lot. Let me know if I'm wrong about the feathers. I really don't think that I am. Peonies may be an important flower. I know that I think those are violets on there, but I just heard peonies. Do they have purple peonies? That would be beautiful. Let's find out what the universe wants to say to you here about your throat chakra. Whatever it is that you are ready to speak into existence, let yourself speak it. Let yourself speak. And it's okay to have two different things. It's okay to do two different things. I know a lot of people, I've heard a variety of different ways that this Two of Pentacles is interpreted. And I know that some people are like, it's about balance, it's about juggling too much. Some people think that it's about making a choice between one or the other. But for me, it feels like a permission card. The Two of Pentacles always feels like a permission card. It's this sense that sometimes we go through life, and in our childhood, we don't have any firm guidance or direction. And so during those times, I'm just going to turn on my oil diffuser here. During those times, we don't learn to give ourselves permission because there's nobody there to teach us what it's like to have permission for things, or to gain permission. Or simultaneously, some of us can have such strict guidelines that we have to ask permission for everything. And so we aren't taught that it's safe for us to give ourselves permission to take the next step. You may be in the first category, you may be in the second category, but to me, the Two of Pentacles is the permission card. It's saying, if you want this and you want this, then take them both. You can have both things. You don't have to choose between your career and love. You don't have to choose between being married or having children. You don't have to choose between being a parent and being a psychic. You don't have to choose between doing videos and doing a podcast. You don't have to choose between these things. Find the middle ground. Find the balance between the two. Don't overextend yourself and split your energy up into a million different places. But give yourself the permission to have the things that you want. And when you do that, that is you utilizing the wisdom that you have learned in your life already. Your throat chakra, it's not just about speaking your truth. It's about living your truth. It's about hearing the truth and knowing when the truth is being spoken. If your throat chakra is locked up, it's very easy to feel as though you are caught up in a world full of lies. A world that tells you you have to choose between this or this. You can't do two things. You have to walk away from this. It's time for a new beginning. This relationship isn't right. Just a million different things. And you hear what someone else says from their throat chakra. That's their wisdom, but that doesn't have to be your truth. And that's how you gain your own wisdom. You learn what your own truth is. What I may be speaking here may go against everything that is within you. And that's okay. Because I'm just sharing what is coming through to me. I'm sharing my wisdom. I am the channel, and that means that I'm the filter. But your wisdom means that you are the filter. You're the filter for your wisdom, just as I'm the filter for mine. So let's see what the universe has. It says, the more I attune my energy with appreciation, the more the universe will deliver. And then we have, when I introduce joy to a situation, I change the vibrational frequency of what's happening around me. And finally, the universe is always conspiring to support me, guide me, and lead me compassionately toward the highest good. And see, again, more birds. A lot of birds, it feels like a lot of birds are speaking to you. But if you look here, this is exactly right. It's knowing that the universe is here with you, that it's okay to introduce that joy. And that I think is what you need to realize. I think that's the biggest factor to your throat chakra feeling a little blocked up, is the fact that you feel as though you have to choose between one thing that you love or another thing that you love. Or that you can't do it all because you're a parent, or because you're a student, like a college student perhaps. That I can't do the things that I love because I have to make money kind of situation too. And that just, look, guidance. When you make divine intelligence your foundation, you finally have a fixed star to follow. This is the same as the universe is always leading you. But what I was saying is, you know what? I don't even remember. It just kind of fell out of my head. I might come back to it. We'll see. I feel a little cloudy this morning with you guys. So we have invite help. Oh, okay. Invite the divine to pursue you. Seriously. Just say, I'm finally ready, God, pursue me. And then we have self-love with let the wall fall that separates me from my own vulnerable inner child. I long to take care of myself like never before. And then extraordinary. There's a wild and impetuous uniqueness to you that deserves to be honored. This right here, this is what I'm saying. I feel so strongly like so much of this is about you having something that you love, that you want to do, but you have more than one thing, and you're trying to figure out how to do that, and you think that you can't. But you can. Give yourself permission. Ask the universe to show you just how amazing that you are. Ask the universe to show you that you can do it. That you can do both things, that you can do all three, or everything that you want to do. Don't overcomplicate it, and trust yourself first and foremost. And remember that when you fall into a state of infusing joy into what you do, and you have this genuine gratitude, this genuine appreciation, everything changes. For me, I used to be so afraid to do this channel. I was so scared to sit here and do this because what if I was wrong? What if I said the wrong thing? What if I was never seen? What if I was never heard? What if I just was deluding myself into believing that I'm a psychic? There were so many things because of my childhood, never being at a point where I felt like I could give myself permission, even though I've been a parent for 18 years. But when I sat down to finally commit to this channel, to finally say, okay, I'm going to do this. And I'm not doing this for anyone else, but for myself. When I did that, the amount of gratitude that I felt within my heart and within my soul for sitting here and talking to you guys, for sitting here and sharing these messages, for getting the feedback that I get, all of it, every single second, every single moment, the absolute awe and wonder that I feel when I do this, that brings so much joy and so much fulfillment to my heart and my soul, changed the way that I work. It changed the way that I flow in the world. It showed me that I don't have to be victim to my own mind, but that I'm always on an inner journey, that I'm always able to do what I want to do, and that the universe is always just waiting for me to come to the table. That's all it took. I needed to see who I was, what my worth is, and I needed to trust that I was meant to have all the joy and happiness that everybody else gets. Why am I any different? Why are you any different? You deserve to be happy. You deserve to love yourself. You deserve to see just how extraordinary you really are. So let's see what your mindful messages are. And I'm just going to read these off, and then I am going to let you guys spend some time with it. So we have play. I am completely engaged in what I do in the here and now. I call it play instead of work. I am deeply fulfilled by all that I do. Infinite creativity. At any moment, I'm able to tap into an infinite source of energy and creativity within me. Unique ideas flow through, each one capable of blossoming into beautiful creations. And then morning rituals. In the mornings, I take time to tune in to myself, to set high vibrational rituals that will help me lead a good day. I pay attention to the morning habits that don't serve me and change them for ones that do. Now, first of all, I can actually feel how much you want me to talk about these, but I feel like these are things that it really is for you to decide. It's for you to see and to embrace and to move into a state of believing. I can't make you do that. You have to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move these up and give you just a little bit of time if you want to pause it, screenshot it, anything like that. But I want you to really let these mindful messages sink in, because they feel very important for you. Okay. Pile 1. You guys are a wealth. You have this deep well of wisdom that is just waiting to burst forth. Your heart, your soul, your mind, all of it. You are so wise. You are so wise, and you are a guide for other people. And that's going to come in however it comes in. It's going to appear however it appears. And however it is 100% unique to you. It doesn't need to be overanalyzed. Follow your heart. It knows the way. Pile 1, I want to say thank you so much. Thank you for who you are. Thank you for your energy. Thank you for sitting here and choosing to hear these messages. I hope and pray that it helped unlock your throat chakra. It helped you to speak easier and to speak your truth out into existence and into the world. I want to say thank you so much to your guides, to my guides especially, for helping facilitate the connection between me and your guides. And thank you so much to Spirit. I live every day very grateful for my gifts, for my ability to be here and share these messages with the collective. Thank you so much, Pile 1. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope and pray that you guys have a wonderful, wonderful week. If this video resonated, please hit the like button, share it out. The more support that I get, the more I am able to get these messages out, and it truly does. It fulfills me and makes me ever so grateful. Don't forget to hit the subscription button and the little notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. And I will see you at my next one. I love you. I love you all. Thank you again for being here, and I will see you again soon. Bye. Hello, pile 2. If you chose the second door, this is your symbol. And these are prototype symbols for a deck that I am working on. I channeled the symbols and I channel messages for each one. So let's find out what the code is for unlocking your throat chakra first. And it is deep listening. And I'm going to go ahead and read the channeled message for it. And it says, "We all think listening is something done with our ears, for that is the concrete understanding of our world. Yet there are other ways, deeper ways, of truly listening. You are being called now to remember the ways of listening from your ancient roots. Deep within you felt a stirring, a calling, a longing, beckoning you toward a new future, a new way of being, a new you. This deep sense is beckoning you to shed all the things, the noise, the outside world, and to simply sit with yourself in silence. Now is the exact right time. Everything moves, ebbs, flows, everything changes. Now you too must see, feel, and hear the deeper calling within, for you too are changing. Do not fear what changes. Do not fear what calls. Listen deeply to the sound of your soul, the drumming of your heart, and the singing resonation coming to you from spirit. There is beauty and majesty, direction and clarity, waiting for you to listen deeply to all the parts of yourself that have been patiently awaiting your presence. Make yourself known to you." And an affirmation that you can tell yourself is, "I listen to the song of my soul and beating of my heart, guiding me in the dark stillness. Knowing my light will illuminate my path forward." Sometimes it's in the quiet moments. It is in the dark evenings. It's when the hush of the world falls as the sun goes down that we hear ourselves the best. It's when we turn off all of the background noise and outside world noise and we say, "Spirit, show me what I need to know. I am waiting, I am listening." And you listen so deeply to yourself, to spirit, to the world. One of my favorite sounds is in the middle of summer at night when the crickets are chirping, and it's so magical. It's just a simple noise, a simple sound, but it is this beautiful melody. It's a melody that shows that the weather is nicer, that the days are longer, that there's life and animation in everything. And you can't hear those things if you're not allowing yourself to open to a new way of hearing. Listening is not always just sitting here and me speaking and you listening to what I'm saying. It's about hearing what it is that is being said. It's about hearing between the words. It's listening into the silences, the things unsaid, the things that are left in between. And that, I feel like, is really strongly what Spirit is calling you to hear right now, is the things that are left in the middle. So we're going to see what the state of your throat chakra is. And then we're going to use the back of the deck energy as a representation of where you are right now. Spirit, can I get one more for pile 2? One more for door 2. This one. Okay. And where you are right now is the Tower. Don't be alarmed. The Tower is not a bad thing. The Tower is the card, for me, it's the card of surprises. It can be a negative surprise. It can be seen as a negative surprise, but that depends on whether it's something that has been needing to come down for a long time or not. And the traditional Tower is lightning striking this tower, and these people are either jumping or falling off of it. But the whole point of the Tower is that these people knew that the storm was there. They knew the storm was coming, and they didn't heed the warning. They didn't heed the messages. And when we don't heed that call, when we don't listen deeply into what we're being called to and what we're hearing, then yes, we're going to get a shock. Something's going to fall. Something's going to break. But the Tower is never an unintentional thing. It happens in order to help us see the foundations that we've built things on aren't actually as strong as we believe they are. And more often than not, that's because we're paying attention to the noise in the back of the world. When I say background noise, I don't mean having the TV on. I mean the noise of other people's opinions and other people's beliefs and other people's words. The noise that comes in that deafens your ears to your own inner voice, to your own inner truth. The negative things that people talk about or say to you about you that make you believe lies, believe the fallacies, that you're not as amazing as you are. Those are the things that I say that you have to learn how to block out, that background noise, in order to listen deeply to yourself. So you may have experienced a Tower moment, or you may just feel the cusp of it. And when I say that, it's like you can feel something's crumbling. You can feel something's going to change, something's going to break. Or simultaneously, the Tower card, because I see it as the card of surprise, it's shock and awe. What if you won the lottery? Like, that would literally erratically change your entire life. It would be as erratic as imaginable, because you can't ever really truly prepare for something like that. You can guess about it, but you can't ever fully prepare for it. So what if you won the lottery? That would be a Tower moment. What if you got that dance scholarship that you want? What if the person that you love proposed? What if you got a new car? What if that application that you put out that you feel like you're completely unqualified for, you get a call and they want to offer you a position that's even higher than what you thought you were applying for? What if all of that was the case? Those would all be Tower moments, every single one of them. It's about listening deeply to what the Tower is in your life and knowing that it doesn't have to be a bad thing. Not everything has to be these destructive, horrible things. Sometimes the things that are destroyed are the limitations. Sometimes the things that are destroyed are the restrictions. Sometimes the things that are destroyed are the blockages. And when those things are destroyed because we're listening deeply to ourselves. And when you listen deeply to yourself, this won't be anything to fear anymore, because you're going to be like, okay, bring it on. Let's see what changes are going to happen. Let's tear this shit down and go forward. So let's see the state of your throat chakra right now. We have the 10 of Swords, the Knight of Swords, the 5 of Pentacles, and the Page of Cups. Wow. You guys have actually genuinely been thinking about winning the lottery, haven't you? Like, how can I do this? Speaking it into existence almost. The reason why I say that is I get this feeling that you guys have been in a state in which things have been so damn difficult that you don't know how to get out of it. And you're literally trying to find any and every way out of it because your mind is torturing you. That explains why the message about the Tower not always being a bad thing needed to come through. between the Ten of Swords and the Five of Pentacles, and I know that these are two of like the most hated cards that people have because of how they are portrayed. We have to, I'm going to ask you guys to think a little bit more. Okay, the Ten of Swords is usually the sword of like all these knives in your back. But if you look at this specific one, there is a bumblebee and it's sitting down below the flower. And this flower, oh, wow. The rose, it actually looks almost as though it's dried out. Is that the bee's fault? If the bee can't find the pollen to make honey because they came across a flower that still smells sort of like a rose, and the rose is all dried out because, you know, when, you know, people, we do that. We dry out roses. I have some in my office right now. Does that mean that the bee is incapable of finding another flower? No. But in this state, yeah, that's what the bee believes. That's what you believe. If you look for something in one place and that one resource was already dried up, that doesn't mean that every place that you can find that resource is going to be dried up. That doesn't mean that you're incapable of using other resources. And your throat chakra is literally saying, find another resource, find another way forward, find another way to go to battle for what it is that you want. Find another way of going about this. It's okay. I need to move these because it just doesn't feel quite right. That feels better, a lot better. These feel like your energy right now, as though it's like every resource that you try is so dried up that you feel as though you will get nowhere and you will get nothing, and no one is there to help, and no one is there to see you, no one is there to hear you, and no one is trying to help. It's just this constant, like, who is going to help me? What can I do? How do I do this? What do I even have left? What am I even fighting for? Why do I even keep trying? All of these things are just bubbling over. Look at the Five of Pentacles card. I want you to really look at it and think about it. Hear what it's trying to say to you. Because what I hear from it is spirit. Spirit who is in this window trying to offer you these 5 pentacles. And 5 is the number of change. So what I'm hearing is spirit is literally offering you these 5 resources and saying, please take these. I want you to have these. And if you sit and choose not to see it, you choose to focus on this one resource that was dried up, that didn't work, that wasn't right for you. You don't see the 5 other ones that are being offered. And that comes from not listening deeply enough, not listening to spirit. And yes, when you're in a tower moment, that can absolutely be the case. You can absolutely find yourself in this state of, I can't even fathom doing anything because everything has fallen apart. Everything has fallen apart. I am falling apart, but you're not falling apart. You are way stronger than that. And spirit is literally coming in. I don't like doing this, but I'm going to actually tell you, you will be getting some sort of communication, something in the mail, I'm seeing, like, yes, of course I'm seeing it physically, but I'm literally watching somebody open a mailbox, put the flag down because there was something in there, taking it out, and it's like a manila envelope, and it's something that I am now seeing somebody literally falling to their knees crying. I don't know what this is that I'm seeing, but it will be applicable for at least one of you. So I have the universe has big plans for me, and it's time to claim them. And I accept that good things come easily. I am a super attractor. See, this is the thing. Like, I'm literally watching somebody opening a letter that is everything they've ever wanted. And it says, I am kind and loving toward others while creating clear boundaries that protect my good feelings or good feeling emotions. So this tower moment, whether you realize you're in a tower energy or not, I think some of you, this almost feels like a 50-50 split. Half of you have just experienced a tower moment, and it was not an easy one. It was a true blue 10 of Swords, 5 of Pentacles combination tower moment, in which everything that you thought that you knew, or that you thought was going to happen, that you thought was going to work out, just completely fell apart. And you did not see it coming. The other half of you have felt this like change in the air, and you don't know what it is, and you're so used to the tower falling and destruction happening that you have been holding back, feeling this, claiming your blessings, trusting that you are attracting something that is right for you, that is good for you. Wow, you guys got 3 of them. Okay. So we have liberation. See? The doubts and fears still come up. You don't believe anymore that they're you. That is so huge. That is the whole shifting the perspective of the tower. The tower is not a bad thing. It's a surprise. Divine love. When you offer everything to the divine with detachment, you begin a love affair with spirit. And then we have inner power. Give me the courage and power to do what must be done. This, to me, says that whatever it is, this is like you guys have been manifesting, but to me what I'm seeing is your throat chakra is ready to be blown wide open. And your throat chakra isn't just about speaking truth. I think that I may have said this to you guys already, or this came out in the last pile as well. But it's not just about speaking your truth. It's living your truth. It's knowing your truth. It's hearing your truth. Clairaudience, clairvoyance, all of those clairs, none of them can come through to you, and you can't share anything of those with the world if your throat chakra is blocked. You can't, it's almost as if everything from the higher chakras, that one, your throat chakra, even though the heart is in the middle, your throat chakra is what makes something concrete. It makes it firm and true and real in the world. It makes it so that you are genuinely communicating with the universe. If your throat chakra is blocked, we don't communicate with the universe. We don't even communicate with each other. We just talk at each other. We talk at each other and nobody listens. Maybe you're here to teach people what the true nature of listening really is, what it's like to touch a tree and hear its life story. Because it's not like the tree is whispering in your ear. It's a feeling, it's a sensation, it's a deeper listening from a soul level than what your ears are capable of doing. On the back, we have the better it gets. When things happen that cause me to feel good, I know there are much more good feeling things coming my way. The better it gets, and I keep rising up. We have commitment. I am committed to my growth and dreams. I set routines and habits that help me evolve into my fullest potential. Even though I may not see the physical manifestation of my desires, I know they have vibrationally manifested and are on their way to me. This right here, it's the same as the universe has big plans for me and it's time to claim them. It's you saying, I am 100% committed to what it is that I want, what it is that I am working on, my own personal growth, but my dreams and my goals. I'm 100% committed, and I know that the universe has big plans for me, and I am committing to that by claiming them. I know they're already on their way. That's the whole premise of it. You are a super attractor because those things are already on their way. And that will lead to your liberation. This 10 of Swords and 5 of Pentacles energy, you're being offered 5 pentacles. That is more than no pentacles at all. It's 5 pentacles. Those 5 pentacles you put into something, and those 5 pentacles turn into 5 more pentacles. Now you have the 10 of Pentacles. Holy shit. Look at what you did right there. And what that is you knowing that the more that you put in your joy into something, the better it gets. So if you put your 5 pentacles into something and you nurture it and you fuel it with clear boundaries, with knowing that you are worthy of things, with knowing your inner power, with knowing that you have divine love and that you are divine love, and knowing that you are being liberated by listening and following the guidance that you hear. I love this. You literally become the creator of your own happiness. I reclaim my power to create my own joy and happiness. It's not dependent on any outside source or individual, therefore it cannot be taken from me. It can always be found within me. This is beautiful. You guys, literally your throat chakra is saying, can you please see the offering here? Listen really deeply. Now teach other people how to listen. Teach other people, because what you are here to show the world through whatever it is that you do. If you win the lottery, please let me know, because that would be freaking amazing. But I feel like somebody is getting a letter in the mail, like a manila envelope, and it is going to change your life. And also, if that happens, let me know. I want to know. I'm really curious about that vision I just saw. Pile 2. Your throat chakra wants you to listen. Your throat and your ears are tied together, and all of them are tied to your soul. It doesn't matter what any of your other chakras are saying. Right now, your throat chakra is saying, listen to me. Please just listen. I just feel like there's something just right on the horizon for so many of you. I'm so excited. Pile number 2, I genuinely don't see or hear anything else, but I do want to say thank you so much for being here. I just saw 22:11 on my clock. I want to say thank you so much for being here and for listening to these messages. Thank you to your guides for bringing them forward. Thank you to my guides for facilitating the connection between me and your guides. And thank you so much to Spirit for my gifts that I get to share with the world, that I get to help with you guys, with the collective, and that just fill me up with joy. Pile number 2, door number 2. I'm so excited for you guys. I really am. I can feel this just super excitement right now. Thank you so much for being here. If this resonated, please hit the like button. Go ahead and share it with your friends and family. The more you share it out, the more support I get, the easier it is for these messages to continue to be facilitated. And I really do genuinely appreciate all the love and support. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. And I will see you guys at my next one. I love you guys so much. Thank you again, and I will see you next time. Bye. Hello, Pile 3. If you chose the 3rd door, this is your symbol, and the code that you chose is freedom. So these are actually prototype cards. I channeled both the symbols, but I also channeled a message for each card. And so I'm going to go ahead and read you the channeled message. And it says, freedom. We view, perceive, believe freedom to be different to each one of us. For each one of us have carried our own unique set of shackles in life. Yet many times the shackles are self-imposed, self-inflicted, mental constructs of boundaries, limitations, expectations, and opinions of others. We choose to be held down, restricted from love, joy, prosperity, success, and abundance by the things we tell ourselves in the dark of our mind. Set yourself free. Break the chains of mental torture. Take up the sword of the inner warrior you are and slay the wicked-tongued monster residing in your own psyche. What power and magnificence you wield when you choose to gaze clearly at your own inner distortions, your false beliefs of yourself, the comparisons with others that create the illusion of you being small, and all the negative self-sabotage, limiting viciousness flowing from you. Slay the beast with truth and love. Sorry about that, guys. Shear the shackled illusions and set yourself, your heart, your soul, your spirit free. An affirmation you can tell yourself is, I release myself from the mental shackles and release my truth and empowerment into my life. I set myself free. So the first thing I want to talk about is the fact that freedom for you is quite literally freedom from your own mind. I also want to mention the fact, and I think that this is important for the sake that some of you may not realize that you're channelers, or do automatic writing. If you journal on a regular basis, you may not realize that you are actually automatic writing. And the reason why I say that is because as I was reading the channeled message, I struggled with reading part of what I wrote. And that's because when I automatic write, I tend to write really quickly. And when I do that, I have a hard time being able to read my own handwriting at times. But your mind has created, what I'm getting is this sense that your mind has created this illusion of not just limitation, but like, it's, what I'm seeing is somebody like crouched down, and it's like there's this dark shimmery veil over top of them, and it's almost as though your mind has created this illusion that the universe has you cloaked or has you blocked or has you hidden. And where at one point that felt like it was safe for you, it doesn't feel as though you feel safe by that anymore. It's almost as if you feel as though the universe is keeping you from actual freedom now. And that's not what I'm picking up from the universe. So we're going to take a look at these cards. But we're going to look at the back of the card first. The back of the deck first. The back of the deck actually signifies you, the current state that you're in right now. I'm going to try and get these a little bit more evened out. There we go. So where you are right now, I love it. I love it. That's so exciting. The Ace of Cups, which means that you, where you are right now, is quite literally learning how to fill your own cup up, learning how to be happy, learning what it is that makes you feel free, that sets you free. That's so amazing. That's incredible. You are, it's like you actually are you just here for confirmation that you've set yourself free, that you're not like blocked by the universe, or you don't have any obstacles anymore? Is that why you're here? Because that's really cool. These cards are going to show me what your throat chakra looks like. So let's take a look. We have 14 with Temperance. We have the 8 of Pentacles, the High Priestess, and the Hermit. Wow. Okay. Sure. I feel like I'm back doing my moon video with the water pile, where there's not a whole lot to say. I mean, you guys have mastered alchemy. You guys know how to go on an inner journey. You guys know what your gifts are. You know how to work your gifts. You know how to do all of this. You guys know how to navigate the darkness, how to move through the light. You know it all. Like you get it, but I don't get this. I'm not getting this overly. It's not an excessively prideful energy from you guys. It's kind of like you guys are the silent warriors, the ones who have done it. You've taken every shackle that your mind has created and you've learned how to not be stressed, how to not be worried, how to not be victim of your own mind. So we have, when I live and act from a place of spiritual alignment, I can trust that everything is working out for me, even if I don't know when or how it will happen. Okay, so this is something that I actually have been saying a lot lately is I don't know where this is going. I don't know what I'm doing with this. I don't know, but I know that it's the right thing. When you get into a state of true freedom, that is actually what you're doing. You are fully in alignment. And what I'm seeing here is you guys have, like, the way that you speak, you are speaking spirit. You are speaking your world into existence. You're speaking divine love. You're speaking unconditional love into the world in such beautiful ways. You're doing it. And you're healing not just yourself, but you're healing the world. As you do this, like, you are literally working magic in the world through your throat chakra. I am kind and loving toward others while creating clear boundaries that protect my good feeling emotions. The more I attune my energy with appreciation, the more the universe will deliver. And directing my focus on what's thriving creates more of what I want. This alignment. It's quite literally, you guys have learned to alchemize and to take different aspects and make an amalgam of things that are genuinely what you're supposed to be doing. You know what is working because you can read energy, and so you focus on what is working and you keep going forward. But you do it in a state of happiness and appreciation and joy. So the 3 cards we have here are reframe. This is happening for me, not to me. I feel like you guys, this is what you did. This is what you did. It's almost as though you guys were taking a look at all the things that you've been trying and doing and the struggles that you've had, and you learned how to take it and reframe it. And as soon as you did, you started alchemizing everything. And you mastered this art of reframing your own mentality. And that's what this freedom card is about. It's about breaking the shackles of your own mentality, which means that you guys quite literally figured out how to do that. And this is how you did it, using your own inner power. Give me the courage and the power to do what must be done. Oh, you guys, okay. You guys may have come here from the last pile. And this is the continuum from that pile, is what I'm feeling. Some of you, that is the case, where this is either what happened directly afterwards or what you are moving into. But I feel this flow energy between the two very, very strongly. So if you felt called to pile 2 and you came to pile 3, go watch pile 2 as well, because there are definitely messages in there for you. And then we have expansiveness. Eternity is far more creative than the rigid, constrained and exhausted ego. Absolutely. And we've got elephants and butterflies, a lion, but I'm seeing elephants and butterflies. Those are your spirit animals, maybe? Okay. So, we're not doing the back of the deck on this one. Okay. We have guidance system. I love using my emotions as a guidance system. Here, let me see if I can move it up. They show me how close or far away I am from what I want. When I am feeling joy and doing the things I love, I am in a state of allowing for my desires. I notice when I am feeling low vibrational thoughts and shift them to release resistance. That right there is this freedom. It's recognizing when your thoughts no longer align with your truth, and then reframing it and shifting it. That kind of inner power, it literally does. It makes you expansive. It means that you can do literally anything. And I would try and even these out, but it would take forever. Get focused. To attract what I want, first I get clear on what it is I desire. I envision it for a minute or more every day, feeling how it would feel to have this in my life, who I'd tell. I picture it all. Through my continual alignment with my desires, they begin to flow into my physical reality in divine timing. You guys have so much about spiritual alignment here. There is so much here about this spiritual alignment. It's like you guys have shifted yourself from one state to another, and you literally did it yourself. Like, you did the work. This reframing thing, it doesn't just magically happen. You have to essentially train your brain to think that way, to believe that, to know that as your truth. You have to take every ounce of strength that you have to do that. And look, we've got directing my focus and get focused. This is crazy. This is your guys's, this is the most synchronistic pile so far. And I love it. I love when these things fall together. And then we have creator of happiness. See, this is why I said you guys definitely came from pile 2. I reclaim my power to create my own joy and happiness. Let me see if I can get it focused. It is not dependent on any outside source or individual, therefore it cannot be taken away. It can always be found within me. That's your inner power. This is amazing. That is literally your inner power. Your inner power is knowing that you create your own happiness, that everything is happening for you. And because it's happening for you, then everything is happening to expand you. It's happening because you're focusing on what works, not what doesn't work. You focus on what actually makes you happy, what actually works for you, what actually fills your cup. And when you started focusing solely on what fills your cup without overthinking it and overdoing it and just being happy and appreciative, you quite literally set these clear boundaries. Like, I'm not going to engage in this. I'm not going to do this. You can't do this because this is how I feel, and I'm holding on to my joy. I'm holding on to my happiness. No matter what happens, I'm holding on to this. And when I do that, I'm in perfect alignment all the time, and everything that I want is going to happen because I know it's already happened. And if you don't understand that, you will understand that, but I can't explain it to you in any way that will actually make sense because it applies to everyone in a completely different way, but it still is completely applicable. And you may not understand what I'm saying. I only half understand it, but I do get it on my own level. So I know that it'll apply for you. It just will apply in a different way. Pile number 3. And you know what? This was the very first symbol I ever channeled. Way back. But it holds such a dear place in my heart, which means that you have been a part of my soul family likely for years, decades, centuries, whatever. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing this with me. Thank you for doing the work and reframing and seeing the truth and following your own inner guidance system and focusing on what matters, because the more that you create happiness, the more that there is happiness created within the world. And that is something that we all need. We truly, genuinely all need more creators of happiness. So thank you so much. I want to say thank you to your guides. Thank you to my guides for facilitating the connection. And thank you so much to Spirit for my gifts that I get to share with the collective, for the energy that I get to experience, and for the messages that I get to bring forth. Pile number 3, you guys are amazing. I am so honored. I am so blessed to be sitting here with you. Thank you so much for you. If this resonated, please hit the like button. Go ahead and share it out with others. Share your awesomeness. Like, be like, hey, watch pile 3. That's totally me. Share your awesomeness. But the more that you share and interact with my videos, the easier it is and the more it helps facilitate me sharing the messages out into the world. And I truly, genuinely appreciate it. Don't forget to hit the subscription button and the notification bell up in the corner so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. And I love you guys. You guys are so unbelievably awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I will see you guys at my next video. I love you guys. Bye. Hello, pile 4. If you chose door 4, or the 4th door, we're rhyming today apparently. This is the symbol, and the code word for your throat chakra's speakeasy is trust. So these are actually prototype cards, and I channeled the symbols, but I also channeled messages that go with the symbols. So I'm going to go ahead and read the channeled message about your symbol and your word. And it says, trust for the beaten and broken, the hurt and betrayed, can too easily be a great fount of fear. It was not meant to be this way. Trusting others and trusting yourself, these are intricately intertwined with love from Spirit. Spirit has placed within each one of us the deepest form of trust. Trust that we will become aware. We will ascend our consciousness. Trust that we will embrace unconditional love, and trust that we will find our way back home to ourself and to Spirit. What great trust is placed within our hearts to journey and find in our lives. When we go within, seeking for the quiet stillness to hear the beating of our hearts, the energy thrumming against our skin into our being and flowing out and around everything, it is here we find trust. Spirit's full trust in you means no failure has ever been anything other than a success, no loss anything other than a gain, and no hardship anything other than the loosing of the pulled taut arrow of your destiny, now shooting magically into your future. And an affirmation you can tell yourself is, I embrace myself fully and open myself now to trusting my truth, my path, and my divine love within. First of all, what a profound message for you guys. Secondly, I can assure you that because all of these messages are genuinely channeled when I write them, I don't remember what I wrote. And I have never really thought too much about trust in the terms of Spirit aside from when I was making these cards. Because I think that we get caught up in the feeling of, can we trust each other? Can we trust the world? Can we trust ourselves? And when we feel like we can't trust in other people, or especially trust in ourselves, it's in those moments that we struggle to feel as though we can trust Spirit. And what this feels like to me is this call from Spirit to say, you know, I know you've been struggling. I know you've had a really hard go of things, but I'm asking you to put your faith and your trust in me here. I'm asking you to know that everything here has happened exactly as it was meant to. And that is such a difficult thing to hear. That is such a difficult thing to hear when you have gone through such horrible things. Like, sure, I've had, I'm not gonna lie. For me personally, I've been physically abused. I've been sexually abused. I've gone through the mill. I've also been betrayed by somebody who swore they actually cared about me. I've had somebody try to completely and utterly destroy my business because he didn't like the fact that I walked away from him because he was not good for me. because I put my trust into another person instead of into the messages and the guidance and the insight I was getting from spirit. I put my trust into what someone else said rather than myself, rather than my connection to spirit. And when I did that, yeah, shit hit the fan, and it was really hard. And I am a person that has in the past struggled with the concept of trust. But we can change that. Each and every one of us can change that. If I can change it, you can change it. If I can shift into a state of just pure trust and just saying, you know what, fuck it. I'm going to do whatever it is that I feel like I want to do, that I need to do, that is right for me. And I'm just going to trust that I'm right. That is terrifying for me. But I'm doing it every day of my life. And you know what? It's the reason why I'm here. It's the reason why I'm here talking to you guys. What could you do if you just said, you know what, I'm going to put my trust in myself because I know what is coming from within is coming from a higher place. It's coming from my greater self. It's coming from my truest self. It's coming from my connection to the divine, and I am going to put nothing but the utmost trust in that. What a beautiful concept. What a beautiful notion. What a beautiful thing to do. How unbelievably moving and beautiful. And you are the one that is supposed to do that. You are the one that is doing that. I think a lot of you already are doing that. And the world needs you. They need more people like that. More people who have learned that, but have learned it the hard way. Not the, well, I'm just going to say that this is real and so it's going to work. Not the dumb luck, not the beginner's luck, not any of that. But the people that have put in the hard work to heal, to learn, because every semblance of trust has been shattered. Those are the people that the world needs to see, needs to understand, so that they can learn the true nature of trust. So I'm going to give you guys the back of the deck here. The back of the deck is actually your signifier card right now. It shows where you are on your journey, where you are right now. And then these 4 cards are about your throat chakra and where it's at. And you guys are the card 8 in strength. And strength is all about harnessing both light and dark, harnessing your animalistic nature as well as your very gentle, loving, giving, kind nature. It's about being both, even with the divine masculine and the divine feminine, but it is about the truest strength within and learning to trust after being hurt in the ways that you can be hurt in this world and by others, and even how you can hurt yourself. And please don't take this as like self-harm, though some of you may have experienced that. And if you have and you have overcome it, welcome to the club. This is the strength that I feel like this pile has. If you are still struggling with it, I want you to know that you're not alone. I want you to know that you are strong enough to keep going, and I want you to know that I believe in you. I am not a medical professional, and I do encourage you to see a medical professional, but you're not crazy. Pain is pain is pain, and sometimes you have to learn how to deal with it in a healthier way. You guys strike me as the pile that has seen the worst, and still somehow you guys have this bright, shiny aura of just pure, innocent joy. It's like your auras are almost white, iridescent, and beautiful. Let's find out about your throat chakra. We have the 4 of Swords. I love this 4 of Swords because the sloth is adorable. The Ace of Wands. The 5 of Swords. I can't help it. I love these cards. These are so fantastic. And then we have the Sun. This is phenomenal. Okay. So, first of all, your throat chakra. Your throat chakra is where you get your strength. It's where you get your inspiration. It's where you get your ideas. And And what I'm seeing here is when you allow yourself to rest, to take a break, to recover, to meditate, and nap, like take a nap during the day. When you do those things, it's like all of a sudden you have all these brilliant ideas. And these brilliant ideas are the ways in which you know how you can fight. You know, you've got this little mouse and it's trying to wage war against the cat who's sweeping. But the mouse is trying to protect its resources. It's trying to protect what gives it fuel, what fills it up. It's protecting the cheese. It's protecting that nurturing, that guidance. So this Five of Swords to me is saying it's okay. You may feel like you are this small, but it is okay to protect the things that you love, the things that are good for you, the things that are important for you, because when you do that, every joy and every happiness is yours. And you have every right to protect the things that make you happy, to protect your own happiness, your own peace of mind. This especially is about knowing that it's safe to trust in your choices, in the decisions that you've made, in the ways in which you have chosen to move through the world, in the connections you've chosen to keep, the connections you've chosen to break. It's okay. The Five of Swords for me has always been the choose your battles wisely card. And this, even though this card is a bit different than that, this is still that the trust card still is really about choosing your battles. And when you choose your battles wisely, you stand in your strength. You stand in your strength, and everything is meant to be that happiness. And you can teach others how to find inspiration within. You can teach others how to overcome adversity through embracing happiness and joy. You can teach others how to be strong by showing them what it's like to be the light. You can do that. Your throat chakra is literally saying, look at all the things that we do. Look at all the things that we know. Look at all of this trust that we have in this process. And look at all the things that we have done in order to bring our happiness in. Look at your own strength. Look at the strength that you have within your heart, within your soul. Because you can't duplicate that. You can't put a price. You can't put a number. You can't put anything on the strength that you have inside, because that is priceless. That aspect of who you are and what you do in this world, that joy that you bring, the brilliance and the inspiration that you bring out into this world, there's not a single person in the world who could do it the way that you do it. No one can. You are uniquely you. And the things that you bring in to the world, the way that you come into the world, the way that you approach the world, the way that you approach your life, that is unique to you. That is your inner strength. When you put as much trust into that as Spirit has put trust into you to come home to Spirit and to yourself and to your gifts and to your purpose, when you put that trust into yourself the way that trust has been put into you from the higher realms, that is when you really start to shine in the world. It says, the universe powerfully responds the instant I realign with love. You see, this is that trust thing. I am kind and loving toward others while creating clear boundaries that protect my good feeling emotions. This has been repeating in just about every pile, if not every pile. I want to say that right now we are all collectively learning about creating boundaries and maintaining our own happiness outside of anything else that anybody else experiences or says or does. And in a world in the state in which we're in, having trust that your boundaries and your emotions that are uplifting and good and trusting in universal love and unconditional love and divine love and all of that, in the world that we live in, being able to maintain that level of trust in yourself, in your heart, and in spirit, that is so incredible. Do not ever change yourself from that, because that is amazing and it is your superpower. And it says, appreciation dissolves all blocks to the presence of my super attractor power. There have been so many messages today about appreciation. And honestly, I'm going to tell you guys what I am seeing with these cards is a massive opening of your higher heart chakra. It is as though you have harnessed the truth of who you are. And when this higher heart chakra opened, and the higher heart chakra sits right above the heart chakra and right below the throat chakra, it's as though your throat chakra is trying to get you to understand that your higher heart chakra is now open. And so it's time for you to start speaking unconditional love into the world. You essentially are a person who can speak it into existence. Okay, we had one more flip out. Yeah. All right. On the back, we have courage. Let me be open to courageously take the steps that are shown. And that is this strength card. And then we have sanctity. Through offering even the most mundane problem can become a sacrament. I'm going to put this here. True offering. True offering takes what can be an unbearable cross and returns it to love. That's this. The universe powerfully responds the instant I realign with love. And even sanctity is talking about true offering. You are literally offering up the experiences that you've had, the things that you've been through. It's like you're offering up what you have been fighting for because you're aligning yourself with love all the time. You are putting your boundaries up and you're saying, I am offering anything and everything that is not aligned. But you're also saying, I am offering up the way that I used to move in the world, the way that I used to approach my work, my life. Because I see you guys incorporating a lot more rest and a lot more enjoyment time into your life. And then we have energetic clearing. During crises, the Holy One herself may be emptying you of fear and attachments, preparing you to receive her luminous plan. So you guys... Oh, okay, I see here. So you guys went through something in which you were basically put on hold or put on ice is how I like to call it. And when you did that, it was this massive level of trust in clearing your energy in a way that you've never done it before. And when you did that, when you stopped everything, all of the fighting that you were doing, all of the struggle that you were doing, you stopped because you just wanted to be happy. You just wanted to feel that joy. When you stopped and you offered up everything that you had been doing and said, okay, Spirit, whatever it is that you need from me, here I am. You set these boundaries of this is what is right for me and this is what I'm going to do. And I truly am so appreciative of it. You learned how to appreciate yourself, how to appreciate the small moments in life, the small moments in which you genuinely were just living, just doing what you do on a daily basis, just being you. You did that. Nobody else did that for you. You did it. And when you did that, you made your entire life a sacrament. You made yourself sanctified. You put yourself up on the chopping block, so to speak. You were the offering. And as that happened, all of your fears, all of your doubts, all of your worries, all of your insecurities were flushed out of you. That level of trust in the universe, that level of trust in not knowing, in not seeing, in being in the unknown and just saying, you know what? I'm going to do this because I deserve love and I love myself and I appreciate my life. That changed your entire energy field in so many ways. In so many ways. And we have fuel. I enjoy doing things that fuel me. It It feels great to do things for myself just as much as I do for others. When I make sure I am taken care of, I can better show up for those in my life and the work that I do. And this is your Four of Swords. This is what you guys did. You learned how to show up for you. And then we have the Edge of Greatness. The universe is opening doors for me, bringing opportunities my way. I don't crumble at the edge of my greatness. I take the opportunities that come and walk through the doors with confidence. Look, see, you just walked through the door of trust. And now you guys have brought yourself to the edge of greatness. This is fantastic. Up and out. I heal the parts of me that feel hurt. I must feel every emotion. It has to come up and come out. I don't try to push my feelings away. I sit with them and feel them as I release them. And this, to me, is what you guys did. This is what you did with this energetic clearing. You offered up literally everything of you. And I've been there. I really have. Like, I have fallen to my knees and I have said, I can't take this pain anymore. Please take it from me. I don't care what I have to do. Please take this pain from me. And I just trusted that my guides would. I trusted that Spirit would. I trusted that at some point something would change. And it did. I made my life an offering. And that's why I'm here now. Maybe my path isn't the path for you, of course, because my path is my own path. But you have a path that is right for you. You have something that you're here to do. You don't need to make it something that has to be so grandiose that you can't get yourself clear on it. Have the courage to take that first step. Have the courage to take the first step and be like, I'm going to nap today. I'm going to rest today. I'm going to give myself the time to recover and to get inspired. I'm going to choose what I am going to fight for because that's what my happiness is. That's what brings me happiness and joy into this world. And you guys are seriously like this little red feather on the sun. It's a sunflower. It's got a red petal or a red feather. It looks like a red feather. It's that one little tiny uniqueness that sets you apart from everybody else. And you know that you have it. You know you have it because you are 100% aligned with love. You give appreciation. You are courageous. And you have done the damn work. You have done all the work. You are here. And it's amazing. You really are amazing. I truly believe that your throat chakra is sitting here saying that it's time for you to have more trust in it. Write the book that you want to write. Start writing the lyrics for the songs that you have going through your head. Just do the thing that you want to do. Speak in physical form by dancing. Some of you may be dancers. Whatever it is, do it fully trusting that whatever it is that you do is what you're supposed to be doing, and you don't worry about what anybody else says because you don't need to. You guys are absolutely incredible. You may not see it right now, but I see it. I see it. And I promise you, Spirit sees it, and so will the world. Pile number 4. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for your energy, for your wherewithal, for your dedication and your devotion to yourself and to your path and to this world and to the love that you have and the love that you're sharing with others. Thank you so much. I want to say thank you to your guides. Thank you to my guides for facilitating this connection. And thank you to Spirit for my gifts that I get to share with the collective, which makes me feel so full and gives me happiness and joy and purpose. Thank you so much. Pile number 4s. You guys are the real rock stars. If this video resonated, please hit the like button, share it out, tell everybody just what you have overcome. The more that you guys help support my channel, the easier it is for these messages to get out and for me to facilitate the messages being brought forth. And I do truly appreciate all the love and support that I get. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell up on the corner so that you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. And I will see you guys at my next one. Thank you again for being here, and I love you all. Bye.